Last season, we saw that Kafka defeated Defense Force Director Isao and barely managed to survive, but he still hasn't proven his worth. He needs to, so that one day he can stand shoulder to shoulder with Mina. So the big question is, will Kafka be able to prove himself? Or will he end up being turned into a weaponized kaiju? We open with Kafka having a dream. He and Mina are running through the city when suddenly a kaiju attacks. Mina gets scared, but Kafka reassures her that everything will be alright. Then, the defense force arrives. Smoke fills the air due to the kaiju's attack. In the fog, Mina disappears. Kafka realizes he's suddenly surrounded by defense force soldiers, and to his shock, Mina is calling him Kaiju No. 8. The dream quickly turns into a nightmare. Just as the defense force prepares to attack, Kafka loses control and transforms into a massive kaiju, unleashing destruction across the city. Kafka jolts awake. He's still at Defense Force headquarters. Meanwhile, we see the 3rd Division base completely destroyed by Kaiju No 10's attack. Renovation work is underway. Mina visits the ruins, and Shoshiro arrives to meet her. I got confirmation. Kafka's life has been spared. It's already been 5 days since that decision. But HQ is still holding him, and no one knows what's going to happen next. Thanks for telling me, Mina says. This whole place, it's going to take a long time to fix. That idiot really wrecked everything. We then cut to all the rookies from Mina's unit being reassigned to new units. You were right. They'll all be reporting to their new posts very soon. Then we see Ichikawa and Furuhashi. They've both been placed in the same unit. Ichikawa still seems really worried about Kafka. Trying to lighten the mood, Furuhashi stops to take some silly photos. He still hasn't read my message, Ichikawa mutters. I have no idea what's going to happen to that old man. And after everything that happened, there's no way he can just return as a regular Defense Force member. Suddenly, Ichikawa chuckles, remembering something Kafka once said. Furuhashi asks him about it. When Kafka first transformed into a kaiju, he looked at me and said, "So, what now? Can a kaiju even join the Defense Force?" Furuhashi laughs. That guy really can't be stopped. If I were in his place, I'd have spent a whole year in shock. That's exactly why I believe he'll come back, no matter what. The two continue on toward the 4th Division base, and Ichikawa decides, I'm going to become strong enough to save Kafka. Meanwhile, at Defense Force HQ, Kikoru is reading everyone's messages. Quietly, she tells herself, I need to become strong too. Strong enough to stop Kafka if he ever loses control again. Suddenly, there's a knock on the door. It's Vice Captain Iji of the 1st Division. Kikoru has been transferred to the 1st Division, and Iji has come to bring her to meet Captain Gen Narumi. The 1st Division, it's the strongest team in the Defense Force. Even when I was in America, the 1st Division was famous. That means this is the perfect place to sharpen my skills. I'll learn everything I can from the best of the best. But when they arrive, Kikoru sees Gen completely engrossed in a video game. She's confused, and Aiji, clearly annoyed, kicks Gen's gaming setup apart. I told you she was coming at 2 p.m. You should have cleaned your room. You told me, but it's not like I have to listen to you, Gen says, still laid back. Aiji kicks him again. You're just lazy. That's why you didn't clean anything. Gen snaps back. It's my room. I'll clean it how I like. You're the one obsessed with cleanliness. Why don't you clean it? Fed up, Aiji picks Gen up and tells the rest of the team to clean the room. Gen complains the whole time, but Iji finally brings Kikoru in to introduce her. At first, Kikoru doesn't feel any respect toward this lazy idiot, but then she remembers, wait, this idiot is the captain of the 1st Division. She quickly salutes. You're Mina's daughter, right? Gen asks. Anyway, skip the formalities. As captain, I only need one thing from you. What is it? Kikoru asks. Before he can answer, a kaiju alert sounds. Gen immediately orders everyone to get ready and tells Kikoru to come with them so she can watch and learn. We flash back to 15 minutes earlier. Out in the ocean, civilians spot a kaiju emerging from the water. The Defense Force is notified, and the 1st Division is deployed. Japan's ground forces also mobilize their tanks and heavy artillery. Civilians receive alerts and start evacuating to shelters. All weapons lock onto the kaiju. Missiles are fired to keep the kaiju away from the city. In response, the kaiju destroys a bridge and tries to escape. Suddenly, it changes direction, and Gen instantly commands his team to adjust formation and re-engage. From a helicopter above, Kikoru watches in amazement. They've completely predicted the kaiju's movements. That's insane. She learns that all the 1st Division members are using over 40% of their combat suit's power, way beyond what most soldiers can handle. Jen speaks calmly over comms. Kikoru, I don't care about manners, cleanliness, hard work, or grace. I only want one thing from you. Show me your unstoppable power. With that, Jen jumps from the helicopter, drives his weapon into the kaiju's body, and fires from within, destroying its core and killing it instantly. Kikoru is left stunned and excited after witnessing it. Later, Jen watches the news about today's mission, only to see that Mina's photo is front and center, trending online. He's annoyed, and Kikoru teases him. I can't believe Japan's strongest man is busy Googling himself. Jen ignores her, pretending not to hear. He's avoiding a meeting with Isao and Iyaji, but Iyaji kicks the door in again. Let's go. We've got a meeting. What's so important anyway? It's about Kaiju No. 8. Meanwhile, Kafka is working out, trying to figure out how to prove his worth to Director Isao. A team arrives to escort him, and they bring him to the director's office. Kafka is shocked to see Captain Gen Narumi is also there. Isao speaks. Kafka, I'm transferring you to the 1st Division. That means the strongest kaiju and the strongest anti-kaiju force will now work together to create the most powerful team, capable of facing any threat. In your next mission, prove your worth, so the others will accept you. But if you fail, there will be no place for you in the defense force. I don't like this idea, Jen says coldly. I'm strong enough on my own. I don't need help. He turns to leave, but Isao stops him. Kaiju No. 9 can take human form. Kaiju No. 10 deliberately attacked the defense force. They're evolving, and if we don't evolve too, they'll crush us. If we keep thinking we can handle everything on our own, we're going to lose. That's why we need to change too, General. Jen scowls. You still don't trust me. If you want the most effective plan, then turn Kaiju No. 8 into a weapon I can use. Kafka steps forward. Sorry, Captain Jen, but I can't die yet. There are people who still believe in me, and I made a promise to a friend I intend to keep. That's why I'm joining your division. Jen replies coldly. I don't care about your feelings or your situation. Just show me results, and if you lose control again, I'll kill you myself and make a suit out of your skin. Elsewhere, Shoshiro updates Mina about Kafka and the rookies, and she takes him out for training. Meanwhile, Kikoru sees her mother again and begins her new journey. At the end, we see Director Isao walking into a secret lab where kaiju experiments are being conducted. Then suddenly, the city shakes. A massive earthquake hits, and a deep crater opens in the heart of the city, bringing chaos and destruction. Suddenly, the whole city starts shaking from a massive earthquake. Buildings begin to crumble one by one, and no one can understand what's going on. That's when everyone notices a giant crater has opened up right in the middle of the city, and out of it, a horde of kaiju begin emerging. Panic erupts everywhere. Meanwhile, on the other side of the city, the 1st Division is in the middle of an intense training session. Everyone is completely worn out, except Kafka, who's continuing with extra drills. He knows that if he wants to survive here, he has to prove his worth no matter what. If he doesn't, they might kill him. Meanwhile, Kikoru approaches the captain of the 1st Division, asking for personal training so she can become even stronger. As soon as she enters Jen's room, he suddenly drops to his knees and begs, Kikoru, please lend me some money. I don't know how, but all the funds in my account are gone. Are you serious right now? Look behind you. You've ordered a ridiculous number of boxes, and you still have the nerve to ask your teammate for money? Have you no shame? Please don't be like that. Shut it and train me. Just then, the kaiju alert blares across the city. The 1st Division is called into action to face the threat, and everyone gears up immediately. Jen, however, is absolutely furious, not because of the kaiju, but because the emergency interrupted him before he could borrow money from Kikoru. Across the city, civilians are running toward the shelters. But the shelters start to fill up quickly, forcing some people to change their routes. During the rush, a young girl ends up getting injured. I'm scared, she says. Don't worry, her brother replies. The 1st Division must be on their way. I know Captain General will defeat the kaiju and save us. Just then, a kaiju appears in front of them. The boy steps forward to protect his sister, believing that General will show up in time, and just as the kaiju is about to strike, boom! General arrives and instantly destroys it. The kids stare in awe. Hey kid, Jen says. You forgot to say Captain General. As punishment, you have to write Captain Jen is cool 10 times on the internet. Soldiers arrive and escort the kids to safety zones. Meanwhile, platoon leaders from the 1st Division take their squads and fan out across the city to destroy the kaiju. Jen tells everyone to defeat the kaiju however they see fit. But if any are left, they'll be pushed into the neutralization zone, where Kikoru and Kafka will finish them off. Jen wants to see if the two are truly capable of handling that responsibility. Back at headquarters, the command team is monitoring all squads while tracking civilian safety. The squads begin attacking, and some kaiju are successfully herded into the neutralization zone. Kikoru draws her weapon and wipes out a kaiju in a single strike, leaving everyone watching stunned. But she's still not satisfied. She knows that Vice Captain Soshiro is even faster, and Captain Mina is far more powerful. This lights a fire within her, and she ramps up her speed and strength, taking down 3 kaiju in quick succession. Her actions excite her teammates, who begin attacking harder. This sparks energy across other squads as well. Everyone speeds up, taking out kaiju faster and more aggressively. But Kikoru remains ahead of them all. 1st Division's Vice Captain Ishii looks at Jen and says, "Looks like your first-year recruit might be stronger than you were back then." Jen scoffs. "Are you joking? I was way stronger. But never mind that. Something's off here. These ant-type kaiju rarely surface unless someone tunnels up from underground. This is the first time so many have appeared on the surface like this. What the hell is going on?" Jen mutters. "The kaiju are behaving strangely. This reminds me of what happened at the 3rd Division base." "You may be right," Ishii says. "Seems like someone else is pulling the strings from behind the scenes." More kaiju start heading toward Kafka's team, and he begins to panic. At HQ, everyone is eager to see what Kafka will do next. His team prepares to fight. Kafka gathers his courage and successfully transforms parts of his body into kaiju form. He charges at an ant-type kaiju, but his attack does nothing. It's completely ineffective. Everyone is confused as to why Kafka can't fully transform. "I knew I couldn't beat it with partial transformation, but I'm afraid. If I lose control again like last time, a lot of people could get hurt," Kafka thinks. "But I can't hesitate now. I need to move forward and earn my place next to Mina." He begins to fully transform into kaiju form, but suddenly, the transformation fails. The ant-type kaiju smashes him away violently, leaving Kafka badly wounded. Everyone is shocked. Kafka failed to transform. Then, suddenly, a powerful energy reading appears right where Kafka's team is. It's as strong as Kaiju No. 8. The ground beneath Kafka crumbles, and another ant-type kaiju rises, but this one is under the control of Kaiju No. 9. Everyone is stunned. Kaiju No. 9 says, "I came here because I sensed Kaiju No. 8, but I don't see him anywhere. Unless, could you be No. 8? Let's find out." He attacks Kafka, injuring his arm. Kafka tries to transform again, and once more, he fails. Jen decides he has to step in and help, but another ant-type kaiju appears in front of him, also controlled by Kaiju No. 9. Back at HQ, they detect 2 Kaiju No. 9 energy signatures at the same time, an unheard-of phenomenon. Meanwhile, the dead kaiju begin merging together into larger, more dangerous forms. HQ realizes this attack is even more serious than the one on the 3rd Division. "Kaiju No. 9 has completely changed the game," Jen says. "So this is his true power." Kafka's team is still fighting off kaiju, but when they realize Kafka is in danger, they rush to help. Kaiju No. 9 attacks them and takes them down, then announces that he'll kill Kafka and steal his power. He lunges. Kafka dodges just in time, escaping with only a small wound. Another kaiju throws Kafka far away with a vicious strike. These attacks are invisible. If I can't even see them, how am I supposed to defend? Kafka thinks, Kaiju No. 9 is insanely dangerous. I have to defeat him, no matter what. Kafka tries once again to transform, and fails. Back at HQ, Itami turns to another officer and says, "You were going to go help Kaiju No. 8, weren't you? I know what you're thinking, that if he loses control again, you'll be the one to stop him. But remember, every time you use that kaiju weapon, your lifespan gets shorter. You just used it recently. If you use it now, you might die. So no, you're not going to save him." Kaiju No. 9 prepares to land the final blow on Kafka, but suddenly, Kikoru appears and slices through him. No. 9 quickly regenerates. "Who the hell are you?" he demands. "You don't need to know my name," she says. "Because today, you die." Kikoru activates her suit's power and boosts its performance. Meanwhile, the other Kaiju No. 9 moves to finish off Kafka, but Jen steps in front of him. "Sorry, but you're not going anywhere, because you've got a captain standing in your way." Kaiju No. 9 attacks, General dodges effortlessly and delivers a powerful counterstrike. At HQ, everyone watches the battles unfold. Director Isao looks on and thinks, "This is the trial of the next generation, and they must overcome it on their own."